Always late.
Always. You know, we should all be like kids at school, be on time for class. Now we're at the high school stage where we're all late for class.
Yeah, pretty much. Where are you, Tom? You're like the gayest one here.
He'll come. He wants to come for a very specific part of the show when it's Nosferatu, which is like when I got, interestingly enough, not speak because I want to see them. I actually want to see it. So. But Tom will come. He really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did as well.
I'm glad
What's up, dude?
enjoying it.
So watch the first 3 episodes of Dexter's Origin, Original Sin. It's pretty good. It's good to hear. I have no idea what that's about.
The question will be, how will it finish?
Yeah, Dexter doesn't have a good track record of finishing. Finishing, in a good way.
Yeah. Oh man, does that show like to not finish in a good way?
I'm feeling I could throw down. Hit me with that line like getting ready for a fight. 'Cause we're throwing down this Thursday night. The whole explanation was rolled out for the showdown. That must mean it's Thursday night throwdown. Better be ready for anything.
Thursday night throwdown. Yeah.
Oh, Zella Gabulus in the chat. Nice.
Yeah, dude.
man.
Ella's here.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I made it.
You did.
I
You festive
did.
today, too.
I'm glad you came.
Yep, me too. So are all 5 of my kids.
Oh, that's great.
Corey's very talented.
Oh, I know, right?
It's a shame he's dead.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
He's working nights.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding, folks. He's only dead to streaming.
Az is dead.
Yeah, Az is actually dead.
Actually, Corey streamed gaming the other night. If you are looking for something to do this weekend and you just happen to be near Shallow Hill, Delaware, then why not join the Pixel Nation at the 2nd annual Joe Biden Bike Fest? That's right. Join us and you can bike with one of the many presidential body doubles around the beautiful
Eric.
countryside of the first state in our union.
So good.
Featuring 3 times the emergency medical vehicle teams as last year's
Roland's
disastrous
really
event.
happy and festive.
This year's Joe Biden Bike Fest promises to be a great time for all, especially you ladies with long hair. Now, don't forget to visit this year's sponsors.
You know what we are for Roland's $50.
When life has got
we
you
are gonna
down,
play
let
his
Pinochet's
favorite
helicopter
commercial.
tours give you a lift to the clouds. Pinochet's
Okay.
is offering 30% off companion tickets from their brand new location at the Division Ranch
the
in
cottage cheese
Bangs,
one.
Texas.
Oh,
Pinochet
nobody likes that.
helicopter tours
Except culture for
make
some
our
reason.
tour your last tour.
It ain't so bad.
And of course, Muff's Bar. Home to the biggest clams in the South, Muff's is located at 6969 Kamoana-Wanalea Boulevard in glistening Glaze City, Texas.
My wife's painting.
Dive into Muff's Bar. Finger licking
really
good
nice,
since
dear.
1969.
You don't like it.
Penis exploding with entertainment.
The one thing we don't do on Thursday Night Throwdown is screw around.
No, we don't.
By the way, have you guys seen Toxic Man Flu naked in the shower? It's like really disgusting. Like somebody vomited in a blender. and like sit extra chunky. It's really gross. Like every time I see him, I want to shave my eyeballs with a razor. We are literally the same height.
No, I'm definitely taller, Comics.
Should be 29.
We got your back, Comics. You okay back there, Nick?
Yes, I am.
Bravo to TNT Command. Target is locked. That's a confirmed hit. Target is
Comics
down.
wasn't a Grinch movie,
Oh,
but
I
you
get the
cannot
helicopter
see
because
him.
I'm the fat kid. That's bull.
Yeah. Also,
get away from my turtles.
Putin's cat expected
hands and feet,
especially
Comics.
big one
I
for
can't
you,
fly a
buddy.
plane.
Yeah. Especially big.
You
I need to change this.
cannot read a super chat.
It's Thursday night.
Yes, I did not see the film, but I am going to talk about the older version. That's correct.
The Werner Herzog version.
Merry Christmas. The one that nobody else can see.
Yeah.
Hey. Ooh, John Egger. How you doing, buddy? Monkey Jeebus already sent that.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
it's
we'd
my
like you to
fault.
have this flower. Excuse me, sir, would you...
JB.
Donation to the Reverend Moon?
All right, I'll log into X and I'll check
This
it.
for Jesus?
Read about Jehovah's Witnesses? How about Buddhism?
Jerry's
Rumble,
kids?
gotta log in. Hey, it's the Dame. Diablo.
Or nuclear power?
Day
we are.
of the Diablo play.
She's-
Oh wow! It
Yeah,
just rolled right
before
into
we
me this time. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I fucked things up. You know how it goes.
I know. I'm just teasing you, Talks. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday.
Teasing me. What did I do to you?
We have a very light panel tonight. It's just myself, Nick, and Talks.
I lost weight.
Because Culture decided to abandon us tonight, and Brom is dead with family.
Yes.
We're here and we're
He's not dead like as he's just been kidnapped by family.
Hey, why don't you
Yeah.
say who this is from their comics? Go for it.
Haywood.
Yes.
He says Merry Christmas to the chat. Yeah.
That's a Haywood Jablomi.
It's interesting the placement of words. Haywood Jablomi, Merry Christmas.
Haywood. Jablomi.
Jablomi. Or as we say down south, Jablomi. Jablomi, because we mispronounce everything down there.
Gotcha. Roll the red shit for
There it
50.
is.
Count them big. 50. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. I know Disney didn't, as their box office is ending the year with a thud. If you got something from Tox, make sure you read the label on the box before opening. I finally made it early enough to call first.
That you did. And here, for that $50, here's your favorite commercial that you're probably out running with your dog and aren't going to see. He loves this. He loves Bull's Milk ice cream.
Oh yeah, of course, like Bull's Milk ice cream.
I think I can't figure out who hates this more, him or me.
You hate this?
Yes.
It's not what you've been saying behind the scenes.
I thought this was wonderful.
If there's ever anyone that I've seen chugging Bull's Milk, it's you.
Oh no, Tox. I'm pretty sure you're giving a run for the money, man.
Well,
all I know is I think the best part of waking up is Bull's Milk in your cup.
That's it. We're doing Bull's Milk half and half.
Oh, dude, you know what? That could be my commercial. I can ignore it.
That's right.
With Folger's version.
All right,
that's it.
I'm writing that up, man. You're gonna do that one.
That's my one. I figured it out now.
Yep, Culture's got. He's recording stuff for Sherry's, and we've had a minor accident with Mrs. Flu's stuff here, so I'll rebuild that this weekend.
So did it get deleted?
No, Mrs. Flu's. We had to do a lot of construction here in the house last minute and all that kind of stuff. So Mrs. Flu's office has been stuck with a bunch of junk in it.
So
that's what
not
we
to
gotta
not to sound straight on Rumble.
Excuse me, we'd like to have
Ghostwriter
this
wrote, Knox gave me a gift. Dot dot
The
dot.
hell?
But I'm still sore.
Wow. Also, welcome, Tom. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Apparently sore.
Okay. Not gonna ask questions. TVG Monster for $2 says, "Hi, comics and everyone. Welcome everyone tonight." Yes. Hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. TVG Monster for another $5 says, "Watched Nosferatu, loved it. It's not for everyone, but I think we learned over the years not everything has to be for everyone." Agreed. I will see it again.
You figured it out. I don't think the rest of the world has. I'm glad he's figured it out. I feel like the rest of the world need to catch up with that thought. But hey, at least he's got it together on that.
Well, I mean, John Eggers has a very distinct style. I mean, all of his movies are a slow burn, but they're typically very beautiful.
I think
they're
very
well done.
Burn. I don't feel bored when watching it slow, because there are people who do slow burn, and I turn it off. I get bored. I feel like I'm getting tested. I can watch his and I feel entertained. I enjoyed The Northman. I enjoyed The Lighthouse. I'm excited to see Nosferatu, and that's once again coming from the guy. I had to get through a lot of mental walls to accept the remake. This is one of them.
Yep. I agree with this. So TVG Monster says Edgar should adapt Lovecraft stories like Dunwich Horror or Shadow over Innsmouth. Plus, they should remake Blackula as a blood assassin comedy.
Well, we know what we kind of know what one of his next projects is going to be. I don't know if you guys saw the news. I just shared it in the CD group here.
No,
he's working on a Labyrinth sequel.
Really?
I don't know what.
As long as it's a sequel, not a remake, that could be interesting.
Just says new movie.
Preferable. Yeah, sequel would be preferable over remake.
Yeah. That could be interesting.
Did you know there was already kind of a semi-sequel to Labyrinth that really sucks?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but it's really bad.
Eric K for $2 says, "Merry Christmas, you dicks. Merry Christmas to you."
Hey, yeah.
Eric also
coming
says,
from a man
"Culture
who's
was
murdered
disappointed by
millions of
Nosferatu. Not enough men on men sucking." That's funny.
It's a gay porn.
Dearest for $149 with a hot dog with ketchup. And also, wow, is it another Jen's birthday? Happy birthday, Jen. Hope you're doing well.
All right.
Happy
$2
birthday. Merry Birthmas.
29.
Yeah.
One of my buddies, his birthday is yesterday, and he's black, so every year we call it, hey, it's Black Christmas.
That's right. It's Blackimus.
Blackimus.
And he leads into it. He loves calling it Black Christmas, so...
Yeah.
What else is he going to do, man?
It's going to be hard to replace Bowie. I agree.
That's the problem with Labyrinth, is the whole Bowie thing. I mean, because I think you could replace, what's his name that was in Maverick? Tom Cruise. I think you can replace Tom Cruise in Labyrinth.
Yeah,
easy.
I agree.
David Bowie.
No, that's okay. That's Legend, not Labyrinth.
Legend, sorry.
Yeah, which I love. That is a great fucking movie. Graham Cast.
Well, I mean, there's not too many semi-quasi questionably by men that you can get in their 40s hitting on a 16-year-old and it still not be weird.
Yeah,
that's true.
Nosferatu was hung and Lily Rose has weird lips.
That's a huge.
I thought they're kind of something or other, but
of course Nosferatu's hung.
I mean, really, if you step back and look at Labyrinth, it is kind of weird and creepy. It is about an older dude who's basically coming after this 16-year-old's fucking virginity. I shit you not. You watch the movie. That's really what it's about. Like,
or as we say,
and it's also about her
South,
becoming a woman. Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because that whole ballroom scene that's really what it's all about. I mean, it's kind of...
I need to rewatch that movie to see what you're getting at.
Yeah, it's about her going from being a child to a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Brian, for $5 says, "Watch Violent Night." Oh my God, it's good. Home Alone, Die Hard, and The Ref in one film. Wow.
Wow, really?
Ref is a good film.
Which one was
I
Violent
haven't seen
Night?
that one in a while.
Violent Night is the one that came out last year with the guy that I think loses his voice.
What was his name?
The Rick Flag Jr.
Rick Flag Jr., yeah. That guy.
I remember that, being a big thing. I still haven't seen that movie. I need to go check it out.
Good, yeah. I never got around to it.
Okay. It's just because it's Elagabulous. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time.
I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, same here.
Good to see you. But Yes, Tom and I are working on the script of Nosferatu right now. And
You will witness the cock.
there it is. I think you're sucking him wrong. No, she's fine. It's
You
okay.
got the breathing down, Tom. All right. Tonks, you didn't see Nosferatu yet, have you?
No, I was ill yesterday, so I will
Gotcha.
be seeing it though. It's
Okay.
one of my all-time.
Would it be
favorite
Cockferatu? That sounds a little better.
Yeah, I'll be seeing
Cockferatu.
Cockferatu. Yeah.
That's funny. All right. So Tom, since you're here, let's go ahead and we'll start off by talking about Nosferatu. Yeah, if John Eggers, his movies aren't for everyone. I like them. All of his movies are a bit of a slow burn, but they're very cinematic. I mean, his cinematography is fucking phenomenal, and this movie really highlights a lot of that. He has just some amazing shots in this film, and it is just really well done.
This
Spoiler
thing's
alert.
a fucking masterpiece. It's
Yeah.
a visual orgasm.
It is. It's very well done. Probably like the best scene in the movie is when Thomas
final
is going to the castle and you have the horses coming up to him. Oh, that entire scene is just really
Dude, the
fucking
final
well done.
shot is
Oh, you're not going to spoil
fucking
this
stunning.
for me.
Oh yeah,
No,
just-
there's nothing to
spoiled.
look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
guys,
Have you
we
seen
know how this
Dracula?
ends.
Have you read
Yeah.
the book Dracula? Okay, you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I've been through. I know how this stuff ends. So
Yeah.
There
the
is
fact that
variance.
Tom
Watch
says
it
There
play
is.
out.
the fact that Tom said that this is a visually spectacular film. That's what I've been waiting to see out of this. So I'm super. Stoked
If you
to see
love
it.
gothic horror,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you like Tim Burton-esque, if you like dark, like it's so dark and dour and gritty that you can fucking taste the smoke in the air
Peony.
from the the charcoal burning and stuff, because it's set in Victorian area London or whatever and stuff like that.
No, it's
Or actually,
Germany, technically.
Germany. Sorry, yeah, Germany. But
Because
like you
the
can
original
taste it,
Nosferatu
you can
was-
smell it, you can feel it. It's gritty, it's dirty, it's nasty, it's visceral. I called it beautiful and brutal.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's exactly that.
Well, the
Because
funny
this
thing
whole
about
story
it,
in Nosferatu is
Yeah.
supposed to be exactly that.
yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
All right,
because I mean, the history of the original Nosferatu is that they were trying to adapt Dracula, but because of rights issues,
Yes and no.
they had to rename stuff.
Kind of, sort of. They wanted to make a vampire movie. They used kind of the idea of what the outline of Dracula. But this movie, especially the remake now, really amps up the themes that are in that original film when it comes to the plague, when it comes to human sacrifice, when it comes to just the way that the world was then as far as how they viewed things and
Right.
the different superstitions and it was kind of like this clash of civilization still tangling with old dark methods of medieval times, basically.
Yeah. That is all very well done. The one thing I thought was kind of funny is that William Dafoe is in this movie. So if he's also in another movie that's about Nosferatu called Shadow the Vampire, which is supposed to be about the making of Nosferatu. And the whole thing, the twist on that is the fact that Carl Schreck, who played Nosferatu in the original movie, is actually a vampire, and he's played by William Dafoe.
Shadow of the Vampire is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's
a fucking phenomenal movie. I just thought it was funny that he's also in this, but this time he's playing the Van Helsing character rather than the vampire. So that was I thought pretty funny.
He still could have pulled it off, but I will give Skarsgård credit for what he did here. There's only one thing I dislike about the character, and it's a cosmetic thing, and I don't want to say it because I guess you could kind of consider it quasi spoiler, at least a visual spoiler, because they do keep Count Orlok, like he's obscured and he's in the background, and you can't really see him until the big reveal moment. And once you see him, then it's a little different. But there's only one thing I didn't like about him, and it's kind of obvious. But yeah, it's It is what it is. I overall, if that's my biggest gripe with the film, then fuck it, whatever.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård, I thought did a fantastic job. And granted, you can't recognize him because he's under a pound of makeup, but he did a phenomenal job. And I don't know, did he actually voice the vampire?
Oh yeah, he does the voice and everything.
Yeah, because that.
I mean, clearly it has some emphasis done to it, right?
Right.
But,
I mean, obviously there's some post work that was done to it, but it's just like. I thought he.
Dude sounds like he smokes 10 packs of cigarettes before he starts talking every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like just pile drives them fucker, because it is fucking just this creepy, and you kind of hear it in one of the trailers, but when you really hear it in the film, it's like, oh my god, this is exactly what I pictured Nosferatu sounding like in the old film. Like,
well, go ahead.
Just that Hungarian kind of thick, but it's also he's got this death rattle to his breathing. It's kind of like I called it an anti-Darth Vader, because with Darth Vader, his breathing thing is running all the time, so you always hear the
yeah.
Which is actually just the air compressor.
This very wheezy
but yeah.
kind of death rattle where you did a great job of kind of impersonating it.
Yeah, it is. It feels like he just got done smoking a whole pack or two of cigarettes, and he's like, all right, I'm ready. And he goes, and he just, and it is, and it's like this just because he's so dead. Right? Like, it's just that his body is decayed so much that he's just fighting for life, basically, at that point. And I like that aspect of, he brought up the Shadow of the Vampire. And in that movie, I like how they kind of took the idea that Orlok is so fucking old, he has forgotten if he can die.
Yeah.
And all this other shit, he's forgotten all these other languages and all this other stuff. It's like he's 500 some years old, and it's like, yeah, I don't remember any of that shit.
There's they did a lot of. It's been a while since I've watched Nosferatu, Werner Herzog's Nosferatu. And I know the ending's completely different because it's Werner Herzog and he's kind of crazy and does weird shit.
Actually, Werner Herzog's is more of a straight adaptation of Dracula. The only thing he really pulled over besides the look was the plague bit and the ending. Yeah, because otherwise it's basically Dracula.
The ending is different.
He even changed the names, yeah.
Yeah, but the one thing I thought was really cool that they did in this movie is that if you done any kind of like readings into Legends of Vampires or whatnot on how they would go and detect a vampire, is that they would get a white horse, put a virgin on it. I don't remember if the virgin was actually naked or in a white dress, but they had her naked in this one, and they would lead them through the cemetery. And if the horse stumbled or stopped, they knew that the grave,
that was the guy who was the vampire, yeah,
belonged to the vampire, yeah. And they had that in the movie, and I thought that was really fucking well done.
Yeah, that's not in the original film, but
yeah,
otherwise, like almost 90% of the movie is the same. They just really just kind of expanded upon, added more connective tissue. And I feel like it's some of the things that, yeah, the original guys would have added to the original story, because for those who don't know, they were all kind of entangled in the occult.
Yeah.
Like all the guys that made the original film. And that's what I said. Like, yeah, they kind of like played off like they were going to do a Dracula story, but that was just because people were familiar with it more so than they were trying to rip it off. Their story was more about the plague and the idea, because one of the writers actually ran into somebody who claimed their father was a Hungarian vampire, I believe it was, or Austrian. One of the two. I can't remember which, but like they were telling
probably
him all these
Hungarian. Because that's closer to, kind of closer to Transylvania.
It's in our documentary, and Andre goes into great depth about it. So I do recommend you guys checking it out. But all the stuff that he took from that story that he got from that guy, he put into Nosferatu. And a lot of that stuff is different than Dracula, right? So like the aversion to sun, Dracula could come out in the sun.
Yeah,
there's nothing that stopped him from coming out in the day. That originated with Nosferatu and some of that other kind of stuff, and the bloodlust kind of aspect of it all, and about that being the life.
Stuff was, I have a cat on my desk, so I'm sorry. Okay, now she's
you got cat paralysis? That happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she likes the new bed that I've got next to so she's up there all the time, and she's telling me when I'm not petting her enough. So you'll probably hear her.
Oh, overall, I have to say, I thought the movie was excellent. My only complaint with any movie like this is it's too fucking long. It's like 2 hours and 12 minutes long. Is that sound about right, Tom?
I didn't feel like it was overly long. It is.
It wasn't overly. I mean, there's things I felt
the original silent film is 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is 2 hours and 12 minutes. I mean, that's
and really they didn't really add anything to. If anything, there's a few bits that I was surprised they didn't put in there that were in the original film that they just kind of pass over and they do in other kind of sort of different ways and other aspects, or they just bring up later on and you just assume that this is this and that is that without getting into spoilers. But again, it's kind of tough to really spoil this movie. The only thing that would be a spoiler is what's different.
Right.
And really, that is more so they just kind of expand upon the characters and their connections. And in this version, it shifts the focus a little bit more to Aaron Taylor Johnson's character.
Yeah.
Who is kind of just barely there in the original film. He's just there to necessitate a place for Ellen to stay. And otherwise, he just kind of is just hanging around.
Yeah. Well, because in a lot of ways, a lot of the characters can be mapped over to Dracula. Like, Ellen is basically Mina Harker. Thomas
in a way,
was it? I don't remember. Is it John Harker? I don't remember.
Thomas is basically the Nicholas Hoult character, and then you got his friend, and all that dynamic is still kind of there, but it's different than the Dracula novel,
right?
And here, like, this is probably the most spoilery thing I will say, and I'm kind of surprised they went this route because it really does expand on the original story, that they kind of make it Ellen's fault that this is all happening.
Right.
And that connection isn't there in the original movie, but it actually makes it that much stronger here.
Well, it makes it make sense, right? Because, like, why does Orlok want to go to Germany? Because that's the whole thing. The fact that he was basically trying to remember. I guess he's in Transylvania. They actually say it in the movie. I don't remember.
So you could kind of say that Eggers might have kind of borrowed a little bit of that from Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Francis Ford Coppola film, because the big difference that most people know from that movie and the book is the ending and the relationship between, what's her face? You just said her name in the original book.
Mina Harker.
Mina Harker, yeah.
Yeah.
And how her and Dracula actually have more of a romance in that version compared to the original story where she's just his victim. Right. And this is kind of in similar respect. It kind of has this like tangled lover history thing to it. It's not quite as romantic. It's much more grotesque. That's the thing I'm trying to tell people is like, because I've had like the girls from, or like, Michelle from Force of Light ask me, and a few other people are like, is it gory? Is it bloody? It's like, no, but it's very visceral and it's very brutal.
That sounds awesome. You're making this Nosferatu sound fantastic. When I hear visceral and dark, I'm like, that sounds like some of the best.
Like, if you got an issue with animals getting killed on screen or children getting killed, then don't see this movie.
Yeah.
Like
that scene was actually really well done. But both those scenes, because the basically the Renfield character, bites the head off of a pigeon. I mean, he gets.
It looks real as shit too. I almost threw up. I got.
It's very reminiscent of Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes. It's a lot grosser than Renfield because Renfield's just sitting there eating bugs and spiders and shit. And it's really sick because he comes in and you can tell he's got like blood and shit smeared all over the fucking walls.
Yeah.
And he even chews out the orderly for putting him down there in the first place. He's like, we closed that up years ago. So you got to remember, this is in Victoria era, and they're saying that was too dark for us even then. So like, you put him down there, and he's like, you got to see to understand. And he takes him down there, and he's got a bunch of fucking dead rats laid out there, and he's sitting here petting a live pigeon, and he bites the fucking head off of it.
That was really well done.
That's the thing with. If this is true to form and stuff in there will be animals getting killed. This is horror.
That's
from
the
that
worst
age.
of the animal bit, other than some dead rats. But yeah,
it's dead rats and stuff in there. So it's not like they're killing bunnies.
Yeah, the other thing too that was really well done because like you have the Lucy character, which I'm trying to remember. Is it
Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife or whatever?
Yeah,
basically.
I think her name is Mary or something like that. And they had the two kids.
I don't even think she had a name in the originals movie. To be honest with you, she was
making sure that picture.
Or maybe
wasn't
she did.
Drone. Yeah.
She was like, was it Thomas and Ellen?
Thomas and Ellen.
And then it was I can't believe I'm drawing a blank here. I'll look it up here.
But yeah, there's if you want a return to gothic horror, this is your movie. It really is. Like I said,
basically, this movie's just
really
begging
well
for me to watch it. The more you say, the more.
There's
I'm
zero
like,
woke in it. Yeah. There isn't a diversity character out of nowhere for no good fucking reason.
Yeah. It actually looks like Germany in the the 1800s. So I mean, there's not going to be anybody but German people for the most part in there. Fucking phenomenal.
So it was Frederick is the other guy.
Yeah,
Frederick.
Friedrich was his name.
And then I think is Clara his wife? Or no, Anna's his wife.
Anna, that's her name. Yeah.
And it's played by the chick who played what's her face's sister, Professor X's sister in fucking Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
and this
really?
shows you,
Okay.
Yeah, and that just shows you the caliber of actors around her, right? Because this is what my early review. I'm like, I feel sorry for that actress because she is like being completely, outacted by everybody around her. And then somebody goes, "That's the chick from Deadpool and Wolverine." I'm like, really? I'm like, wow, she
the one that played Anna.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, I didn't really recognize her, but I'm like, she's so like buried by all the other actors because everybody's just firing on all like Lily Rose Depp. Like this is an Oscar caliber performance out of her. Like,
yeah,
she's definitely her dad's fucking daughter. That's for sure. Like, I mean, she pulls, and I've only seen her in like Yoga Hosers. I don't know if you guys have seen her in anything, but
no, I haven't. I was okay. So this is Johnny Depp's daughter.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because I saw Depp and I was like,
"Yep,
Depp's daughter." Okay. Yeah. Yep. I was checking out her filmography because I was trying to remember because he has like certain people that he reuses, right? Because like there's the chick from The Witch, who was in The Northman, and I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be her or not, but she looks a little weirder. But yeah, she was in Tusk and Yoga Hosers.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Anya Taylor-Johnson.
Well, you got
I think is who you're talking about, but
Willem Dafoe. Those are obviously guys he's used from other movies. Willem Dafoe was in The Lighthouse. Skarsgård was in
that's right.
The Northman. So yeah, he definitely. Which
no, this is different Skarsgård. This is Bill.
Oh,
Skarsgård.
it is.
This is Bill.
Right,
this is the one who played it.
He likes the family. He likes using the family. He obviously Willem Dafoe's back. So he likes definitely using, people who he's clearly worked, which is fine. There's a lot of directors who do that as long as they make it work. That's all I'm at.
Willem Dafoe's great in this too, but like I gotta say, like I don't think
Willem Dafoe's great. Whoa, come on!
I don't think that Anya Taylor-Joy would have been able to go to these depths that Lily Rose did, because she is. Like, I almost thought she was having a fucking orgasm at one point, like, for real. And I just don't see Anya going to like she's a good actress, but she's not this good. Like this kid clearly has got her parents' genes. She's a child of two actors. So.
Anya Taylor-Joy. I liked her in The Menu. I thought she was great in The Menu.
I've seen her in a lot of good stuff, but I just don't think she's that deep of an actress as this.
I wouldn't know.
I'm trying to think of what else there's to talk about. Just
there's that. What
the
if
music was great, the way it was shot was great. How you go from like any dream sequence or whenever Nosferatu's around, it's like the color just drains out of the movie. And it was shot on film. I found out they only spent $50 million on it too. Believe?
Are you serious?
Yeah. So it was like almost half the price of what the Northman was.
I just checked right now. It's looking so far that the opening 3-day estimate, not the 5-day, the opening 3-day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking somewhere between 15 and 20 million stateside. And that's not including Wednesday and Thursday. So
it's technically outperforming everything.
Yeah, it looks like it might have a chance of hitting 30 million by Sunday if everything sticks.
When we were looking at it earlier, as Nick and I pointed out, like it was actually in almost 1,000 less theaters than Sonic and
average was higher.
Its average was higher.
Wow, 11 million for Christmas is actually pretty fucking good,
dude. It's not. It's even though it's number 2, it's technically number 1 on the per theater average. Because granted, it's not making the most money as far as the gross, but as far as the average theater, it's actually beating Mufasa by over $1,000 per theater. Because it's in like 1,200.
Okay,
less.
That's not saying a whole lot because Mufasa, I think, is really bad.
No, but Mufasa did sneak out front.
It
got a bump.
Okay. It got a bump.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And for a while, Sonic was beating it.
It made 14, and Nosferatu did 11. Then Sonic did, I think, 10.5 or something like that, just below Nosferatu. But like both Sonic and Mufasa have like almost 1,000 more screens. And I didn't know because I was pissed that they didn't put Nosferatu in IMAX because it's in like the 1:6:1 aspect ratio, which is perfect for IMAX.
Sorry.
And it's on film, so it's perfect for IMAX. And they don't have it on IMAX. But yet I noticed some people are seeing it in IMAX screening, so I'm like, okay, so maybe next week it'll come to IMAX. Maybe I'll go back and see it in IMAX because damn.
So
Especially with the sound.
I looked at the numbers not only for the Nosferatu, but something I pointed out on me, Tom, because it's related to where we're going. Because we were talking about how Sonic 3 opened lower. However, its drop is expected, as I predicted, to be a lot less significant than 2 was. So I think it's going to have a better chance of playing the long game versus, having the immediate big number that 2 did. So it looks like 3 is going to win out in the long term because the drop is looking to be very low for Sonic 3. So word of mouth is clearly getting around that it's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up real quick because this basically is the comparison of the 3 movies right now.
Right.
Okay, so as of right now, Sonic is at the leads. I mean, granted, it's already been out for what, a week at this point.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that this already came out. And
Which
so
one
here
came out?
you
So
have
did-
Mufasa right here.
How long's Musafa's? Did they come out the same week?
They came out the same day, I believe.
Okay.
And here you,
Mufasa, Musafa, whatever his name is. I don't know.
Mufasa.
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 Musafi.
What?
Whatever. And yeah, here you have Nosferatu. And again, this is a rated R film, right? This is tracking pretty good for a rated R film, I think.
Well, it's strange because it's getting a B- on the cinema score, which I know some people are like, so? It's like, no, that's actually bad for a cinema score.
No, here's the thing. We have to keep in mind, do we know what the average cinema score was for movies like The Northman or The Lighthouse? Because
I don't know, but like B- is like Madam Web territory, and that's the weird
Really?
thing
I
about
would
it.
not.
Yeah.
I would not consider Madam Web to be a
I think it's
B-
because
movie.
you have people that were expecting, and I think we're gonna have the Bram Stoker's Dracula effect. You have people going in expecting something completely different than what they're getting. You have the people who know what it is, and then in the end of the day, we're gonna get it's gonna do well. I think
Mufasa.
not as good, but
Mufasa.
not as good as Bram Stoker's Dracula probably, because that had a little bit more going for it commercial wise. But I think it's gonna do well. I think the sad part is gonna be when it doesn't get nominated for all the good Oscars it should. So we'll have to see how the critics treat it, because the critics and them are the ones that are more important when it comes to that stuff.
Death Death Dom. Sonic is only in standard. Mufasa, whatever, is an IMAX 4K in standard. The numbers
It did get the
Well,
boost.
Mufasa is actually in more theaters than Sonic, and Sonic is outperforming it.
It does have the IMAX boost, though. Tox is
Yeah.
right. But that's what I'm saying. I wonder.
I didn't say that. There was somebody in chat said that. So I just want to say.
Well, I wonder if it's going to turn around and get swapped out for Nosferatu by the end of the weekend, though. We'll see. Because that's doing much better than I anticipated it to do. Because I thought it'd be like 5 million for the first day.
Oh, for Nosferatu?
Yeah, I thought 4 or 5 tops.
Yeah, I mean, 11 million is pretty good for.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, the funny thing about it is, like, when I was going to go get my my tickets, like literally every theater was pretty full. I mean, granted, they're not like super big theaters that they're showing this in.
Yeah.
But like it was like pretty much sold out, with the exception, I would say, of like maybe 5 or 10 seats in my theater. Mine was sold out. The only ones that weren't sold out was like my row, because I end up, I don't like being surrounded by a bunch of people, so I end up hitting the wheelchair row, which is basically the first one, and there's like the seats that are really fucking close to to the screen. So none of those were taken, so I got one of those. Everything behind me was sold out.
Well, it was funny because when I got my ticket, there was only my seat and one other person sold. By the time I got there, it was practically full.
Yeah.
And I bought a seat next to me so nobody else would sit there. But yeah, I had some.
I looked at several screenings. I was like, well, maybe I can go see like the 9 or 10 o'clock screening, and I was just like, holy shit, dude! Even the 10 p.m. or maybe it was like the 9:45 showing or something like that.
Well,
it was almost sold out too.
I knew something was up because I went to the 9:20 Christmas Eve showing. So this would be the early bird showing for the night before. Technically, it opens. Instead of doing a midnight showing, they did a late night showing. And like I said, I was surprised. Even the guy at the ticket booth said that he couldn't believe the amount of people that were coming to see it. So I imagine a lot of last minute people came in is what it was. That didn't buy tickets right away.
Comics does not like being around.
But there was
the
a lot of
peasants.
people at Sonic though.
I just don't like. You understand? I've gotten so used to like being in an empty theater. I just don't like being around a whole lot of people. So.
Well, it's kind of funny because the only times I've gone to movies lately where I've had full screenings were like Godzilla and this and
yeah, I love
probably
going to movies
Deadpool and
with
Wolverine
because I pay half price.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine was mega crazy packed for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that was 3 p.m.
That was good,
Usually
though.
that never
But you know what? Sometimes it's good to be in a theater full of people because when we went and saw
Well,
that
it's the
in Godzilla,
enthusiasm.
yeah, Godzilla, -1. There were so many people there that were there to enjoy the film and had a good
Right.
time. Right? You
Well,
get
yeah,
sucked
and
up in it.
I agree with you. It is actually good to see a packed theater because the fact that means the movies are doing well, right? And we like movie theaters, we like movies, we want to make sure that they stick around. So it's good when a good film is full, right? And my only issue, like I said, I'm just used to. The theater
Well, I
being
think
empty.
all those Marvel movies did you in
Used
with
to
the
go
empty
into a
room.
desert.
Yeah.
So I just checked my Saturday night screening. Granted, it's the burbs of Illinois, small town, 30,000 people, and I just checked, and it's still days away, and there could be walk-up business. Our room's already 25% filled up, so that means it'll at least hit probably another 25, 35, 40% by the time Saturday night hits. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it. So this is exciting to hear about because I
just
like
wonder-
the original Nosferatu.
I just wonder how many people are going to be just turned off by what it is because it's not your
Bram Stoker.
typical. I mean, it is, but it isn't, right? It's in that in that vein.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it's a Robert
But
Eggers movie as much as
it
it
is.
is a Bram Stoker, which is fine. And for those who want Bram Stoker, just go read Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones's new Dracula comic. Seriously, I know it's not a movie; it's a comic. But as someone who read that and who's read, watched and read a lot of Dracula, you get a very authentically Dracula story it's freaking good. So this is a good time to be getting into vampire stuff right now between this movie and Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones's Dracula comic. So get into it.
The chat's really kind of nailing you there. Comics.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, they love you.
Clearly.
like
Hey,
what
hey,
they
Brian,
do.
did you catch?
Nosferatu is a Christmas movie.
No, good evening. Good
It
evening.
does take place during Christmas.
I didn't see the original Nosferatu, so I haven't seen the sequel Nosferatu yet.
Oh, God.
Well, you got to see it before you see Nosferatu 3, though.
Oh my God! Stop.
I have not seen it yet, but I am interested in going to see it. So my apologies, I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to see it. Yes.
Okay.
I am very interested in it. So
You're hoping
it's
that there's sheep.
It's
in
very
it,
worth
right?
it. And the other thing
Yes.
too, what I like about
dead
it
or
is
alive.
it is actually a monster movie. The vampire is actually a monster. He doesn't sparkle.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's not the romanticized, as much as I enjoy the romanticized version of vampires as well. It truly is a horrific monster, and there's shit that is just absolutely disgusting about the Nosferatu. I mean, it is really fucking well done.
He should be disgusting and make me hate him. So that's good.
Oh, God. 70s is goats.
Goats. Goats would be disgusting.
No, I
Goats,
mean,
that's terrible.
This
Sheep,
movie is
by the way.
basically a masterclass on the original story of Nosferatu. Not even so much Dracula as it is.
Harder.
If you
Nosferatu
order
4 is my
ticket
favorite.
on Fandango for this movie, when it shows the icon of the seats that are filled, it shows coffins.
Little coffins, yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I like that.
Somebody in chat said they
did
got the
that.
coffin popcorn bucket.
Oh,
I know they've been selling out. I didn't have them at my theater.
My
but I
wife
ordered them
wanted
from
me to
Ames.
get one. I was like, it's probably gonna be sold out.
Well, people have been having to order them online, so.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, not doing that.
If I see a few, I'll get some and I'll send some out to you dudes. But
it sounds like there's a lot of people going to see it, which is encouraging.
Yeah, it is encouraging.
Yes, yeah. It's nice to have something to look forward to.
I think mileage is going to vary depending on your taste, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, like I said, it is John Eggers' films are they're not gonna say an acquired taste, but you know, it's
Robert
like Eggers, yeah, Robert Eggers. Sorry.
Now,
Robert
what do
Eggers.
you think a normie who's never seen a Dracula type of movie might think? What do you think a normie's gonna think?
I don't know, because like if you've seen The Witch or The Vitch, because it's two W's, that's your kind of typical Robert Eggers movie. And I would say, as far as like pacing goes, it's very similar pacing and very similar kind of horror to Nosferatu. So if you liked The Witch, you're probably going to like this movie.
I mean, it's going to feel slow to some people because they're so used to, you know, these action-packed movies. But to me, I'm like watching it and I'm like, this movie was trimmed down to its bare minimum. Like, it is pretty tight. I can tell that they didn't, whatever excess they had is left on the cutting room floor. Sure, there's moody scenes and stuff, but yeah.
So is it leaning towards the gore, or is it more of a suspense, creepy suspense version?
Well, we kind of answered this before. It's not so much the gore aspect, but it is brutal.
Yeah,
it's brutal. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of gore, but the gore you have in it is pretty brutal.
Yeah. So I'm going to end the poll. So Jaffo had said, who should replace Jennifer Connelly, Sydney Sweeney, Rachel Zegler, or someone else? So we put in a poll. I got 157 votes, so thank you all very much. I'm going to end
Fuck all y'all
now.
who didn't vote for me.
So the So the results: who should replace Jennifer Connelly? Sydney Sweeney was 55%. Tom was 38%. I personally voted for Tom. Zendaya 3%, and Rachel Zegler 2%. And somebody put in chat, who the fuck voted for Rachel Zegler?
Who are that sick 2%?
Who are the? Because those are sick bastards.
You know what's
right.
weird is by those numbers, that means 1.5 people voted for it. So that means comics must have did it.
Yeah, comics.
The half a
voted for
person
Zegler.
was comics.
Oh, they're
No, comics was one, and culture was the other half.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks, Jeff. I know the $5 got there, but yeah, there's some super chats I want to get to. Eric K for $2. Tom is stroking a kitty during the show. Oh my!
Kitties are nice. Actually, it was Tox who was. Yeah,
I was stroking my kitty, but yeah, I could stroke Tom's kitty too.
Wow.
You and stroking.
In fact, my cat is licking her ass right now.
That is a talented pussy.
That's a talented
Wow.
pussy.
As opposed to licking your ass, which is more normally.
Yeah,
what
which
happens.
no, we don't do that around here.
Why?
Yeah, I
Now
draw
all
the
I
line
can think
at
about
incest.
is that speech from Team America where he's like the dicks and assholes speech.
Oh yeah.
Dicks fuck assholes. Pussies always
You've
get
gotta
fucked
suck
by
my
assholes.
dick, Gary.
And
All right.
dicks.
My cock.
Nick the Greek, because he takes it like a Greek. Count Casino, I want to suck your rooster.
Cock. Just go ahead and say it.
Well, that was like the joke. That's the reason why I'm trying to remember. There was like I don't know if it was like a fucking song where they did that when they were making a joke about I want to suck your blood, but they say cock instead. So anyway, that was a joke, obviously.
But was it?
Yeah, it was a joke. Thank you.
Was it a joke?
Toxic Vanflu gifted 10 memberships for that joke.
On
Toxic.
Rumble.
Well, he did it on Rumble as well. I know that he.
Yeah, I did
thought you
5
started.
memberships on Rumble. So if you are on Rumble and you have a membership there, that is going to get you on the movie night too. So email comicsdivision@3n-productions.com. That's where we're running all the membership stuff and everything through there. Re-email that, let me know, and we'll Comics will get me the list of the members from that too, and we'll get you a list out to that. So it's $5 a month.
Good.
There was a member chat earlier from Joseph Benowitz. I hope that's right. But 17 months
Seems
for
right.
membership there. Thank you. 17 months.
Nice.
Appreciate it very much. And there you go. There's your next one.
Okay. Pinochet's Helicopter Tours for $5 says, can Tox make the whole show without repeating a mispronunciation of Move Faster or whatever once? That would be true Xbox Platinum achievement.
So Is it Mustafa or Mustafa?
Mufatstar.
Totally different movie.
Okay. It's Mufasa. Is that it?
Maybe it's the
I honestly don't
masturbating
know.
lion. I have no fucking clue. Mod Eric for $1
Mrs.
says
Fu
comic
told me.
said whore. No, I said horror, not whore.
Whore.
Yeah.
Comics bought himself a whore for Christmas.
Tis a
Then
pity
again-
she's a whore.
Considering all the African Muslim influence that probably is in Mufasa, it might as well be called Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Could be. Mrs. Fu told me it was Mufasa. So,
It's
okay. She would
Just
It's
remember,
moose
Jaffo,
fighter.
I have a barbed wire gauntlet ready to fist you with, buddy.
Wow. Wow, that's
He's
really
the
aggressive.
fister.
Jeez.
It's meant to be
Wow.
aggressive.
sounds like a Fallout perk.
Okay.
Well, I've never heard a dude hearing about a dude getting fisted. Like, yeah, how about get fisted more? I've heard all
never
this
heard about
stuff. Yeah.
Mephisto more.
Ah,
And it's not a threat, Jaffo. It's a promise.
It's a Fallout perk.
oh, T.D. Burton gets a Rumble membership too.
Fist it harder. Fist me harder.
Jaffo, I'm listening.
I think we missed TZ's Rumble gifting membership too. TZ just
Nope,
posted.
TZ did one, and who got it?
A human being got it, I think.
I think it was Chrysant. Okay, yeah, TZ got it. And we
Comics
don't
is
get to see it.
Bruce Willis. That's fucking funny.
TZ, thank you. Got the membership over there on Rumble. Whoer.
Awesome. Whores. Eric K for $2. I don't want the fisting membership level.
Well, why want a fisting membership when you can have a Dolph Lundgren member? We could get
That's
to be
right.
the biggest member.
The big dong. That's right.
I gotta play Sting Fist by Tool. Oh my god.
The big dog or the big dong?
All I know is the fisting membership is a little bit above. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, probably.
So I'll sit on that.
The
10.
cost, they'll
You'll
cost
get
you extra
fisted.
cotton.
You'll get fisted for $1? Wow, that's really cheap.
Andy's at the gym. Andy's actually doing something with his life while we're sitting there fucking off.
Good man. Stay healthy.
He doesn't say he's working out. He just said he was at the gym.
Don't be
Big difference.
Slavs like the rest of us.
He's just standing around watching chicks work out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add, Tom, before we transition over to Creature Commandos?
No, I'm good. I don't want to keep you guys talking on this forever, but
No, if you Tom, you're saying
who
the film
watches
is
this?
good, I'm going to go see it.
Commandos?
Dude, I did. I feel ugly.
This honestly
Richard.
is a character study on the assassination of Frankenstein's monster. Is what this show is. And this episode, honestly, in my opinion, there's a lot of garbage in these episodes. This one, in my opinion, is the fucking worst because of what they did to Frankenstein.
It's for me, it's either the worst or the second worst, and that's not saying much. That's like you're like 0.5 point better or 0.5 worse than the other, and it's been a whole trail of shit this show, and it's hard to tell which episode did more damage to Frankenstein, this one or less, because the last one had that fight, and it was a constant whining, and this one, it's just more whining with him without the fighting.
It is more whining, but so what ends up happening is that Frankenstein's monster, I guess they're calling him Eric Frankenstein.
Yeah,
he kills Victor, who the bride is in love with, and so they kind of battle it out, and a fire starts, and he gets basically lit on fire and falls into a river. Well, this old blind gypsy woman finds Frankenstein's monster and basically nurses him back to health, and they become friends, and she has this dog, and she's an old woman, and you're not really sure how long that he's actually there, but this is somebody who like legitimately cares about Eric. And what ends up happening, and this is where the character assassination comes in, is that he's decided, he's been here long enough. He's he's healed back up, and he wants to go find the bride. And she's like, I don't want to be alone. He's like, well, I'm not going to leave you alone. And then he picks up this pot, an cast iron pot, and basically bashes her head in. It's like, what a fucking asshole. What a fucking asshole they made this character. And that really fucking pissed me off. And he locks the dog outside. Dog's desperately trying to get inside. So he basically kills her, and then leaves. And I thought he was going to shoot the dog.
I thought he was too.
And that was going to really fucking piss me off. And the dog ends up going with him. And it's like, okay, at least he didn't fucking murder the dog. It's like, fuck you, James Gunn. Seriously. Fuck you.
This show has been insulting in so many ways possible. Almost all the characters, almost all outside of the Weasel from one episode, might I add you, almost all the characters are awful. I don't even you even take bad characters and make something interesting about it, even if you don't have something to root for about them, but at least have them interesting. None of these characters I could root for or even find remotely interesting, once again, outside of the Weasel. I have no interest. I don't give a flat fuck about any of these characters. The Frankenstein stuff has been horrible. It's been I actually go as far, he's the Captain Marvel of this show. He's the Rachel Zegler of this show. He's that insufferable. Frankenstein has been horrendous, and I don't know if that's a David Harbour thing or the script or somewhere in the between, but
no, I think it's the script. I think that potentially David Harbour could do a great job as the voice of Frankenstein.
He could.
He could. But the script just makes the character so fucking worthless. And the idea that he's like completely obsessed with the bride and won't take no for an answer and has basically stalked her throughout the ages, the various modern decades to where we are now. And it's just like, it's fucking annoying, right? And it's I don't know what kind of like social commentary he's trying to do with it. It's I don't know if he's trying to do like some sort of like male entitlement story with the character. But it's fucking annoying. It is really fucking annoying. And I really like Frankenstein Alive, who was done by Bernie Wrightson.
Great stuff.
And Kelly Jones finished the book, after Bernie Wrightson, passed away. And Kelly Jones sent me a signed copy, which was very kind of him, by the way. So thank you to, the Joneses for that. That was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Dude, man. A lot, and the bride she's not great. She's not the worst, but she's definitely another snarky girl boss. As far as her as a character, she's not a girl boss. She's not at all. Not at all.
She does get her ass kicked, but she
does. But as far as her attitude,
yeah,
she's got the attitude of a girl boss. She's got the attitude of a girl boss. So
I actually like Nora. Nora is a pretty decent character in the show, and so is the Weasel. And a lot of it is because they kind of made Nora normal, despite the fact that she's a fish girl. It's like in this episode, she's like cowering in a building.
Yeah.
When shit's going down, because she's not like super powerful. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that it's plausible. It's the fact that they keep doing really stupid shit, and it kind of comes off as in the name of intersectional feminism, right? Which is a lot of this stuff kind of comes off of. It's not woke, it's intersectional, and there is a difference when it comes to this stuff.
I agree. The show is not entertaining, and even when its episodes are anywhere between 20 and 25 minutes longer, it's still a drag to get through with these really short episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I am dragging ass watching every episode, just trying to make this time. It feels like time slows. Kind of like when you're in school and you constantly look at the clock, hoping that it's the next hour, but it's still 10 minutes into the first hour. That's where I feel like I'm at with the show. I want the show to be over, but it's not even halfway over. And it's not even long of a show. It's kind of like how your first hour class is 40 minutes. This is like that, but the equivalent of a bad class. the characters are awful. There's no story of a character you want to feel invested in. There's characters who are better than others, as we mentioned, the fish girl weasel. But there's still nothing there that makes you latch onto a character. At least you could say with Guardians or even the Suicide Squad, I can latch on to Polka Dot Man. And he's an awful being. He was awful being. But I latch on to Polka Dot Man. Or there's the Ratcatcher 2.
Yeah.
I could find something to latch onto with those characters, as awful as they were. There's nothing about these characters I can feel like, man, there's an arc there I can at least feel invested in. None of that with them. And you go, don't believe me, go look at my video in 2021 I did for the review of The Suicide Squad. I was very happy with that movie. So
I liked it too. I thought it was a great film.
This isn't me just trying to do some, make it look back that, it was good because, now looking back in retrospect. No, I was praising it then. The receipts are there. This is not good. And, I know Gunn has his tropes, the music, the team, the misfit team on top of it, the violence. If your mileage varies on you're sick of the Gunn tropes, you're going to hate it more. To me, I'm hit or miss with it. I feel like when I like it. When I don't, I don't. This is in the situation where this is really concerning for the DC. Granted, it's not the official start, even though it's in the same continuity. It's just a show, not a movie. It's not assuring. It's really not assuring.
So is this the first official Gunn that it is canon?
Kind of. Okay.
It is in the sense that it's the first thing that takes place in the continuity, but when they're really getting as far as the greater picture acknowledgement is the first Superman movie.
Yeah, I don't know, because you could, in a weird sort of way, say that The Suicide Squad was the first movie in the new James Gunn universe, right? Because they are kind of like cherry picking stuff. So Jaffo says, do you think this warrants some concern for Superman?
Hard to say.
Yeah, if I said no, I'd be fooling myself, right? It is hard to say, because I do believe James Gunn when he says that he does care about the character of Superman, right? And I think he does want to do the character justice. Where Creature Commandos is very much a James Gunn style, series. Because, like I said, James Gunn is a trauma guy. He doesn't shy away from the violence. And, I'm fine with that. Sometimes it's a little over the top, I feel. And sometimes I feel that James Gunn does the over the top violence for the sake of being over the top, which can be annoying at times. Especially in this episode, they really fucking ramped up the ultra violence.
Dr. Phosphorus' violence. Yeah. I personally had no issue with that myself. I was fine with it. I feel like I don't want to say that's a strength, because that's not really strength when everything else is so much shitty. I feel like that should be like a thing that stands out. It's one of those things that I guess you could say it's executed well, but there's nothing to write home about. If you've seen brutal stuff before, you've already seen more brutal. Now, granted, it's brutal on its own merits, sure. Dr. Phosphorus is a very brutal character, but you've seen this style of violence done before. Let's just put it that way. You've seen it done, and in some cases, you may have seen it done better. It's just not. It's a very skippable show. There's nothing to recommend about it. There's not this is for. You could say something. Everyone should watch this, or maybe the hardcore fans should stick with this. I can't think of one particular demographic that could stick with this show. I really can't think of one.
Well, and a lot of it too is that violence is a tool in storytelling, or it can be, or it should be used that way. And a really good example is Super, and it is probably one of James Gunn's best movies he's ever made. And that is a very violent movie, but there's kind of a point to it, and it's the fact that the lead character is kind of crazy, and he's trying to be a superhero, and his superhero weapon's a fucking pipe wrench, and
Speaking of pipe wrench, I've ended the poll that nobody wanted, culture did win. I am disturbed that I beat out Roland, though. So, very disturbed. Sorry. I thought it was funnier.
But it was funnier in your head?
It was funnier in my head than when I saw it actually. When I was trying to say, that's actually pretty disgusting. I don't think anybody wants that shit. So, yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that. But yeah,
yes.
culture won. We figured. Culture won. So, especially after his full body waxing.
Indeed. Which he totally told us offline that he was going to do.
Oh, yeah. He's all in for this.
Yep.
I know. Yeah.
He will protest, but in reality, he's going to do it. But yeah, the show is not good. I do have concerns for Superman. It's funny because James Gunn does care about comics, right? And
how much is he involved, though? I mean, is he writing? Is he
Superman? He's writing and
no,
directing.
no. This show, Commandos.
Find out.
Oh, no, he wrote it. Yeah, he's very involved in it. I mean, because like in the credits, they do an animated James Gunn. It says written by James Gunn.
That's what I was curious. If it wasn't just created by, or if it was actually written by.
No, it's actually written by.
Let's see here. I'm looking here. All the episodes are directed by someone. There are a crossover between this guy named Sam Liu and Matt Peters, and James Gunn wrote all 7 episodes.
All right, that's what I was curious about. Yep.
Yeah, James Gunn wrote the 7 with 2 directors crossing over between the 2.
Yeah.
So
I generally like his stuff, but it's like I didn't care for Peacemaker. I don't care for this. I know a lot of people did not like the Suicide Squad. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a very good comic book movie.
Yep. Hey, hold on. Want more proof that I enjoyed it? When this came out, got this polka dot man figure here.
All right, well, there you go.
Yeah,
you got mommy issues.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's like, you know that he likes comics because he went out of his way to use a lot of the really kind of goofy characters from DC, like Polka Dot Man, like with Detachable Arm Lad. I mean, there's all these obscure characters
he
that
gets them all their cheesy 80s suits too. He emphasizes on the color of them. He gets the characterization right. He picked up, especially with the Suicide Squad movie, he used a lot from the 80s Suicide Squad comic run from Joel Ostrander. So I can say, like, he knows the medium. So if people are wondering, is he saying that just to blow smoke up people's ass? No. He does know his comic book. However, one of his biggest problems, even though he is a genuine lover of comics, he does like to change things he doesn't like in the comics. And if you want proof, look no further than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. No, even though I thought
did he actually say that he hated his origin?
Yes. He did not like the idea of Peter Quill's father being Jason, so he changed it to Ego the Living Planet. That's why if you notice,
I thought they did that for like plot convenience. I didn't realize that that's the reason why.
No, he was not a fan of the Jason thing, so he changed it. Also, sometimes it even isn't something that he may not even just like. Sometimes he'll just change it because he wants it to, and it's going to sound very leftist of him, but reflect him. Like he changed the breed mix of Crypto for Superman because Crypto is white, like Crypto is in the books, but the breed mix looks like his dog that he owns.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get that,
Someone
but
disagrees.
That doesn't bother me. That's fine. I'll have to disagree.
So he does cherry pick stuff that he's very faithful to, but he definitely also will change things up without a second thought if he feels the need. And one of the big concerns, and I don't know if you know this or not, comics, but one of the big concerns of this universe, even if there's some odd possibility that Superman is good and it delivers, one of the biggest red flags is Tom King is part of his writing crew.
Oh God, fuck Tom King. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want people in the chat to try to sum this up in normie terms, Tom King is probably the guy who got the Girl Boss arc started really revved up in the comics. He's the guy who
I wouldn't go that far, but he
revved it up. He didn't start it. He revved it up.
He cucked Batman.
That's why I mean by revved it up, because that was the biggest character, and he made him the biggest cuck of them all.
Well, and again, I don't know if I'm giving him too much credit if that was more of was Dan Didio still kind of involved in.
He was in the company at that point. I don't care who it was.
Not a lot. A lot of the times, it's not the writer's fault. It's basically the direction of the editors that are kind of pushing for certain things. But still, I mean, his name is attached to it. It was an awful comic book run where they basically jilted Batman when he was marrying Selena Kyle, which was fucking stupid. And holy shit, dude, there was a lot of people that were pissed off about that, and that fucked over a lot of comic book.
I was living in Chirac when that happened. One of the shops, not the one that I went to, but one of the ones I was like, I guess you could say it's like a neighborly shop. They ordered cake for it. They did wedding invites. They did a midnight release for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it was a big thing, and they fucking yanked the rug out of everybody in reality.
He went on late night TV saying it was going to happen, and I actually bought it. I thought, I thought the worst case scenario is it would happen. Maybe they get a divorce, maybe a year or two down the line, which is fine. At least it happened. But the worst part is it didn't happen. And I feel like it wasn't the fact that it didn't happen that was the worst part about it. I think it was the marketing and the hype they put into it, because they really built up people's expectations. Because if you just kind of say, oh, hey, there's a wedding, I don't feel like it would have garnered as much hype. But because of the amount of money they pushed into getting normies to pay attention to it, I think that's what made a lot of people angry, because they really pushed for it was going to happen. If you just kind of kept it to your audience, they probably thought, oh, maybe not happen. But they really sold them on believing it, and I feel like made it worse.
Well, one thing I do want to point out that let me see if Brian said it. Yeah, Tom King is a CIA man, pushes CIA agendas. Yeah, he is. He is former CIA. I actually did like his Mr. Miracle run that he did.
No, the thing is, that's a trope he made for his comics going forward after that.
The issue is like legit. He fucking did the exact same shit on everything going forward. So but Mr. Miracle, do recommend it. Was a good book by Tom King, but seriously, fuck that guy. He also got a friend of mine in trouble with DC because she ran a comic shop, and she was super pissed about this stuff. And he reached out to her and then outed her to DC and tried to get her fired.
Jeez. Holy Christ.
He's a fucking asshole. So fuck that guy.
I will remember what he tried to do to Jay Lee in 2020, The Summer of Love.
Oh, you have to remind me on that one.
Oh, I'll refresh you later.
Is that the one where his dog died?
Oh, yeah. Jay Lee's died, and he apparently did a cover for CG. And he tried using it as a way to getting Jay Lee canceled. Yeah. And it backfired at him tremendously.
I remember that.
And he has shut up since. He now keeps his bullshit to the books. And trust me, my buddy Wes from Thinking Critical, he amplifies in the book since he doesn't speak out about it anymore because he's still living under the shadow of his backfire from Jay Lee. But yeah, oh boy. That guy, Tom King, scum.
Yep. Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of shitty people that work in mainstream comics. Not that should be a surprise to anybody. Yeah.
You don't say.
Mark Wade.
Oh,
anyway.
Man. Yeah.
Let's get back over to super chats and start comments. Dearest says, this almost as gay as Keebler Cookie Factory. Thanks for starting that, Talks.
What?
Near Plutarch, I want to suck your blood. That's no one. I think we got this one. Yeah, celebrating 17 months as a member. Congrats, Joseph.
Cool.
Tilda Swinton can be the Goblin King. My God.
Oh yeah, since you're reading some stuff that we've got about Nosferatu again.
Nosferatu. Yeah, you want to pull that up?
There it is. Nosferatu.
Nosferatum.
Nosferatum. Thank you very much. Yes, and Pinochet, I butcher everything.
Indeed.
I think that looks good.
Ella Gabby says, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence was a sleeper movie. Also, Tox gifted 5 memberships over on the Green Machine side.
Come join the chat on Rumble. By the way, there's 50 people on Rumble, guys. Rumble deserves the activity, especially comics here. When he gets Rumble rants, he gets more the money. Just saying, he gets more the money.
And we're fighting for control behind the scenes.
I only did one thing and then I stopped and let you do it.
Then I fucked it up.
Jaffo says, Nick Weiser, do you think Cobra is a Christmas movie?
Duh. Snow is White, Peter Parker's Spider-Man, Cobra is a Christmas movie.
Are there actually any movies that were not Christmas movies?
Yes. Yes.
Because the list keeps getting bigger.
Independence Day is not a Christmas movie.
It's a Wonderful Life. Fuck that.
Yeah, but there would be no Christmas without.
Independence Day is a 4th of July movie.
There would be no, but there would be no Christmas without Independence Day. Without Randy Quaid, there would be no Christmas.
Yeah, Independence
ever
Day
again.
Not a Christmas movie.
Saved it.
The Rocky movies are not Christmas
So,
movies.
If Randy Quaid's in it, it's got to be a Christmas movie.
Death Wish movies are not Christmas movies.
Are you
What do you
sure?
mean Death Wish isn't a Christmas movie? I'm kidding. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure one of them was set at Christmas.
Speaking of Christmas,
The fuck is even that?
Monkey Jeebus, man.
Ultra
That is
gay.
fucked up.
What's
Wow.
wrong with you, man? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Though I have seen Culture in a pair of those pants.
That's like
yeah.
a personal problem
Not
there,
really
friend.
gay. It's
All
not
right,
really
Deepo 101 for $1 says, I'd rather continue the discussion on Nosferatu, even though I have no plans to see it at all. Not a horror guy. I get that. Then spend the next minute talking about Creature Commandos. Can we set a timer at least? Well, we're done. So
We're done. We have moved on. We have 2 more episodes, and it will be something we never think about ever again.
let's see. Brian for $5 says David Harbour is in Violent Night as Santa, 2022. Joel Kinnaman is in Silent Night. Sorry, I was getting those confused. Yeah, that's right. Silent Night came out last year, 2023. Violent Night is great. Yeah, that's right. Violent Night is the killer Santa Claus, where Silent Night is the guy that ends up being mute.
Which is what this stream needs, a mute.
Indeed. Peanut Shades helicopter tours for $5. In the CIA, there are 2 types of employees, green and blue badges. Green badges are 15% of the agency Jack Ryan types. Blue badges are 85% and get private sector jobs to influence media. Blizzard/DC. Yeah, that's some fucking frightening shit right there. The idea that the majority of the CIA is basically used to infiltrate companies to influence peddle, which is pretty frightening. As the Twitter files have basically exposed a lot of this.
You know, that was a law that Obama got changed.
Really?
All that stuff was... Rob Schneider talks about it in his book. It was a law that Obama passed in his first term that allowed the CIA and other of the multi-letter U.S. government agencies to start pushing their propaganda arm internal.
Wasn't it more a repealed the Smith-Mundt Act?
That's what it was. Yeah, repealed the Smith-Mundt.
He repealed, which was the law preventing them from doing that.
Right.
Yeah. They need to fucking change that shit.
Legalized government propaganda, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And the repeal of that. Thanks, 70s.
Yeah. So
WG. Yeah. Merry Christmas, WG. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I've been away recently, but I had an accident and suffered a mild case of anemia. Amnesia. Crazy, right? Not to worry, though. I'm better now. Anemia sounded funnier.
Anemia could work.
It could work too. Argento says, Tox, what did you just say about It's a Wonderful Life?
I said, fuck that film.
Oh, okay. Ron
just
says,
that film or the abridged version, Tox?
I've never liked it. It was a flop when it came out. My grandmother didn't like it.
What gave that away?
So White Christmas, though, that's the greatest Christmas movie of all time. That is the answer to the greatest movie of all time, too. But yeah, I love that. The Broadway musical, the whole 9 yards. That whole thing, I'm all over that. But Clarence and Jimmy Stewart, I just, no, sorry. Not into that. And that whole, what are the kid shoots his eye out movie?
Christmas Story?
Christmas Story?
Love it.
I mean, that kid needs to be backhanded. You backhand that kind of idiot.
You just
That's
hate
fine.
children.
It doesn't make it any. It doesn't make it any less great. Yeah, he should be, but it doesn't make it any less great.
Hate that film.
All right.
Hey,
So Ron says, I have mixed feelings
Home
about
Alone, hate this
Nosferatu. My biggest question was, why the heck did Count Orlok look like Lemmy from Motorhead? Well, I
This is a
think
great
it's,
look.
I think it's mainly because they're basing it off of the original look of Vlad the Impaler, who is the real life Count Dracula.
Yeah, and that's true. Vlad Impaler did have that look.
He did have
absolutely
that
authentic
mustache.
to the
Yeah.
look, yeah.
Well,
So-
now that the cat's out of the bag, that's the one thing I didn't like.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you why. Yes, I get why they did it, because they're trying to make him look like a lord or a count or whatever. Like,
Well, they're
Vlad
trying to make him
Impaler.
actually look like a.
But at
a
that point, he
Transylvanian
is so
voivod.
decayed, and he has no other hair on his body. So
No,
to me, it's like
he has hair on his head.
he has a tuft of hair on his head. Otherwise, the rest of his body is completely hairless. So my whole thing was like he's so old that he's just that bald. So
Yeah.
to me, it just him having any type of hair made no sense to me. That's
Well,
the
I mean,
only
it's-
thing I
it's-
didn't like.
Yeah, it's definitely a departure from the original Nosferatu, which was the bald and the two pointed fangs. Which I love the fact that White Wolf used that in Vampire the Masquerade and actually had a clan called the Nosferatu. That was fucking great.
It sounds to me like Tom is a paladophobic. I think you're a paladophobic, Tom.
What the fuck is that?
It's a fear of baldness. It's a fear of bald people. You're just a bigot,
shut
Tom.
your fucking
You're-
mouth.
Tom's
There's
afraid
many
of
dudes
himself.
bald. Many dudes bald, and yet their facial hair still stands.
I've never even looked at another guy before.
Except Dolph Lundgren. You saw that.
Whilst wearing your clothing.
Oh my god.
Naked,
All
yes.
Peter Chase looking on for $5. The CIA, 85% are the deep state types. They get jobs at Microsoft, Twitter, Marvel, DC, Mattel, gaming, etc. They are the bureaucrats who push the social UN agenda. Now you know how the U.S. media works. Yeah.
Yep. Facts.
Yep. They have been at it for a while, and it's really fucked up that they're doing that.
That's why Tom King is still another guy who will not get fired.
That's not the one. There's actually another one that he did. Oh no,
It's the same one twice.
It's literally the
He's
same
done
one
it
twice.
twice. He's done it
Okay.
twice.
No, he's actually done it 3 times. So we have this one right here.
That's what his alopecia has done to him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we need to
I
refund
don't know
that,
if that's
we
the
will.
joke that he did it 3 times.
It is.
So well played.
Oh, I
WG.
get it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so slow on that joke. Oh my god. It's because I
We
was
all have
reading
a
this
month
one.
we were retarded.
I didn't expect Brian to be the one to up the gay factor on the stream so high.
I always feel like I'm lagging behind a bit with that, so it's my
It's
turn to
always
contribute.
behind with the
It's always
70s.
behind. I'm always coming from behind with the gay stuff.
Oh, that sounds
Wow.
really gay.
Yeah, it's an Argentum. That's been on YouTube and stuff, but I own that when Mrs. Flu has it on VHS. But the Muppet Family Christmas is phenomenal. I also
Love
the
it.
John Denver Christmas, the album. I wore that album out in my house when it was coming out. But the special itself, just Miss Piggy and all of them singing, at 12 Days of Christmas. But yeah, White Christmas doesn't have Christmas in it that often. It just has a song. It's in there. But Muppet Family Christmas, I could watch that. I could watch the shit out of that family stuff.
That's funny. So Tom, have you heard the news?
Hi, monkey.
There's good looking tonight.
He's gonna sing you the Creed song.
Yeah.
If you're
Have you
talking
heard-
about Star Trek Discovery, yes, but that moment in time there, Tox just reminded me of the coach from Major League 2 when he's watching that British show on the TV and he's not supposed to be listening to the game, but he's actually listening to the game, and the nurse comes in and catches him on top of the bed, and he's like, "I love this British shit." And it's like, so Tox is like, "I love this Christmas shit."
Like, that's right. That's me.
So, what are your thoughts? Okay, for those who don't know, apparently, what they've done is relegated Star Trek Discovery to an alternate universe rather than being on the prime timeline. And this
Really?
what happened. Yeah, this happened in Lower Decks recently.
Which is just ironic given how crap.
I
that
guess
is
there's been
too.
a few things leading up to a lot of these shows that have kind of put them in places where they're clearly not canon, I guess, for lack of a better term.
They're still saying it's canon. They're just
canon
saying
to the
it's
prime timeline, not fucking the
Kelvin.
classic timeline.
Right.
Or the Kelvin, which this is what we've been reporting for years, and they keep trying to deny, but now they're admitting finally, as it tends to happen, is that there is technically 3 different timelines.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Could they have, and rather than deleting it from canon, couldn't they have fired it out of a cannon
That would be my preference personally,
Towards
but
the sun.
yeah.
towards the sun? Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of funny
Well, this
because
is
you
ironic,
brought up,
yeah.
Tom, the fact that a lot of us have been speculating for years that, or have been saying for years that this is not a part of the true Star Trek timeline, and that there are
No.
3: the Kelvin timeline, the original trilogy. What am I saying? The original Star Trek timeline, and then whatever the fuck we have now.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's a separate license. That's what we've been saying forever. And basically, like, this Star Trek thing that's funny about it is the interest in it has fallen off so hardcore that we rarely do a video anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We've had more scoops, and we've been right about more stuff in the last few years, and they finally have come out and quietly admitted, to everything we've reported, basically. So it's kind of hilarious. But, yeah, I guess it's a bit of a Christmas gift to be finally kind of rid of this shit. And I think going forward, it's a sign of things to come, especially after the way that people reacted to that Star Trek thing with Shatner and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Monkey Jeebus is right. Lower Decks knows about this group because they made a character making fun of Nerdrotic.
Did they?
I'm surprised. That's how little anyone's watching this show, because if Gary and Quarter Black had seen that, they definitely would have done a video on it.
Well, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you a funny story about
Monkey,
Lower
Monkey,
Decks.
DM me which show that was in.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
But because like when I was at Star Trek convention, this is when they had just announced the show not long before that, and they were revealing all the characters and stuff at Las Vegas that year. And every panel that they had there all weekend long was full to the brim. You had people lined up around the room, or in some cases even lined up out of the auditorium to get in to ask questions that would never, obviously. It's like, what the fuck are you doing waiting online? You're never going to get in. Right? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? But either way, like, so like all of a sudden you hear this announcement. The next panel at 3:45 will be Star Trek Lower Decks. Star Trek Lower Decks. The entire fucking auditorium clears the fuck out. I shit you not. It was the only time. I'm telling you, the nerdiest of nerdy panels were full, where you had guys who worked on like designing like the nacelles on one of the ships or something, right? Like, just, they were full to the brim. The whole fucking place cleared out. It was me, Rob, Mecha Random, and 2 other people, and one of those other people left before the presentation was done. Like, that is it. There was nobody else in the fucking room. It was
It's
dead.
embarrassing.
Wow.
Isn't it?
Nobody
It's
gave
embarrassing.
a fuck about this show. Like,
One
that's
of
how-
my friends tries to keep getting me to watch Lower Decks because he really likes the show. I'm like, I'm not fucking watching that.
So what's
direct.
behind this move, though? Why have the people making Lower Decks decided to do this, and who owns what, and is there a business reason for this, Tom?
I think it's a way of them disconnecting from that universe. I think going forward, there's going to be a bit of a... 'cause I honestly think a lot of this stems back from season 3 of Picard. Because we got to remember, when that happened, they got the reaction that they've been hoping for in a lot of these shows.
Yep.
And it was a more of an accident than it was on purpose. That show happened the way it was because, as Metalis has told everybody, basically Kurtzman
Everyone
and everybody
fucked
else
off.
were all, dealing with other shit. So they just left him alone, and he was able to get away with this shit. Because he ended up pulling in a bunch of no-nos that Patrick Stewart and others put in place before, before the show even got going. It wasn't supposed to be a
no
big,
other cast.
yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a big generation, reunion or anything like that. Cameos were fine, but not a bunch of this, everything basically that the show became.
Yeah.
But I think at that point it was like a desperation move on people's part as far as part of the show, because they knew they had to do something. And every season of Star Trek, they would admit that the last one was horrible. No matter what the show was, whether it was Discovery, Strange New Worlds, or whatever, because they would say, "Don't worry, guys, this season is going to be more like Star Trek." It's like the fact that they're saying that is them admitting that they have been making a show that's not like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, yeah,
That's
even
what
Strange
sounds like
New
to me,
Worlds
Tom.
was a weird show to begin with, because I had heard rumors, and it almost was confirmed pretty much by Akiva Goldsman himself, that show was done under the radar because Kurtzman had like a 5-show deal. And I was told that Kurtzman was pissed that got greenlit because he didn't have anything to do with it. That show was the show that Akiva Goldsman thought Discovery was supposed to be when he came on board. Because he come on board and he's like, what the fuck is this? Spock's sister and shit? He's like, I thought it was going to be the Enterprise and Pike and all that kind of stuff. You know, like, so that's the show he wanted to make.
Well, because there was another guy involved, but he got ran out. Because I remember
Brian Fuller was initially
Brian Fuller,
involved.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. And because like initially what they were thinking is that if maybe Discovery, if it didn't do well, they would just make it like I'm trying to remember the term.
Like a mini-series kind of thing.
No, like
anthology
Love,
series.
Death and Robots. What kind of series is that?
Yeah, anthology or whatever.
Anthology. Thank you. They would turn it into an anthology series, but they end up getting rid of him, and it became what we all hate currently. So, yeah, because like to me, one of the biggest red flags was that ship design. I fucking hate the ship design for Discovery. I thought that thing looked awful. And I didn't have a problem with what's her name being cast because I liked her in Walking Dead. I thought she was a pretty decent actress, and well, they fucked all that up too. So yeah, it makes you wonder where things are going, because like if they're beginning to do an about face on stuff, maybe things are correcting in the right direction. But at this point, the damage is fucking done. I mean, even if they do reverse all this shit, I mean, they've already went out of the way to burn these franchises to the ground, either intentionally or unintentionally based off the agenda that they're pushing. Regardless, people have fucking checked out. I mean, we're hearing like the Doctor Who Christmas special is like the lowest numbers in the history of Doctor Who with those Christmas specials. So Doctor Who's dead. You have one more season coming from Disney, and it's done. You're probably not going to get Doctor Who for like another decade.
Destroyed it.
Yeah. Mr. H got like 60,000 views on that video he did about like 6 hours. People are really upset about Doctor Who and that it's completely gone. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's just people kicking the corpse.
Yeah, they've destroyed the original audiences and driven us away, but they've failed to pick up the new modern audience that they thought they were going to get.
Because there is no new modern audience.
Exactly. It's not there. So they've just basically destroyed their franchises. Right?
Yeah, the thing that was paying for most of their jobs. And we're at the point where Margaret Thatcher said that communism's great until you run out of other people's money. That's where we are. Mm. We have run out of other people's money. And I still can't believe that Trump and Elon Musk said something. They're not even in power. Said something and got the 1,500-page omnibus bill dropped down to 151 pages instantly. It just shocking, and people are starting to see what's in those things now. Mm-hmm. And I think you're going to see a turn. Well, when that turn happens, these companies, these entertainment companies, are trying to go back to the well for these franchises that they've completely destroyed. There's no way Doctor Who comes back.
There's no well to go back to. It's done.
Yeah.
It's dry.
Star Trek, Star Wars, Wheel of Time, anything that Amazon, all that the Amazon stuff they've done, and Doctor Who. Doctor Who is the one I think that cannot come back. I don't think there's any road back from this because of the Timeless Child episode.
Yeah,
I don't think Star Wars ever recovers either, but I think Star Trek has a possibility. Because as Spock always says, there's always possibilities.
Right. The only way Star Wars comes back is if they wait and completely recast everything from the beginning. All right. Yep. And redo.
Mm-hmm. They've got to apologize for what they've done.
Yeah, exactly. Kathleen Kennedy has to be gone.
It's gone. It's all
has
gone.
to be gone.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to sell Star Wars. Disney has to get rid of this stuff. Disney is too big. Disney has too much IP. There's too much IP.
There's definitely some monopoly shit going on there, in my opinion. So Star Wars Skeleton Crew is not bad a show. I don't care, honestly. I it could be the greatest show in the world at this point. I'm not gonna fucking watch it. I don't fucking care. Unfortunately, that's just how a lot of this shit is. I mean, they burnt the goodwill that they've had for years, and fuck them. I'm completely fine if they keep doing the woke shit, because it just means they continue to burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
And
Keep burning it.
Yeah, just keep burning it at this point. Just shovel more fucking firewood on there, because they not only did they buy the golden goose from George, but they fucking murdered it.
Yeah,
is what they did. And you get what you fucking deserve, right? That's ultimately, at the end of the day, that's the reason why I want it to burn down, is because you get what you fucking deserve, and this is what Disney fucking deserves.
How do you buy something saying that we need to get the boy audience and then turn it into a female-centric thing?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Exactly. They're just fucking dumb. And they finally admitted that The Acolyte lost money. The Acolyte wasn't a good show. Of course it wasn't a good show.
Yeah. A fucking retard with 2 brain cells could have told you that.
Kathleen Kennedy has no discernible talent.
No.
I think...
she got lucky with a few films.
She had
got lucky.
Yeah,
a lot of good people around her.
Yeah, what did she really have to do with it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
What does she really have to do? And Headland, Lesbian Headlamp. I love that one. What talent did she really have?
She was great at covering
feeding women to Harvey Weinstein, allegedly.
Yeah, she was good at making appointments.
And so these people won the Me Too movement, and then they had no talent. They got rid of everybody who had any talent.
Well, they won the Me Too movement, but the thing is, what they weren't letting you know is that they were they were complicit, right? Some of them enabled. Some of them did the exact same thing, because one of the things that nobody talks about with the Me Too movement is that Asia Argento fucking slept with an underage boy. Okay,
yeah.
One of the chicks that basically started the Me Too movement fucked a 15-year-old boy.
Yep.
Okay.
Hypocrite.
But there are an awful lot of people would say that the Me Too movement was used by certain people to cover up their own malfeasance.
Mm-hmm. Well,
under the guise of we're the good guys. Yeah.
And the other thing too is I'm trying to remember the dude's name. Fuck, I'm totally blanking it. But Asia Argento's boyfriend at the time killed himself.
And which is a horrible tragedy.
Yeah. Fuck, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Because he did a lot of stuff on I think it was like Nat Geo or something like that.
I'm ending the poll, and thank God Sherry's won.
Yeah, and there's also Jar Jar's wife. Yeah, there's that too.
They're saying in the chat, Anthony Bourdain.
Bourdain. Thank you, Anthony Bourdain. Yes, he's the one, because he
travel show guy.
I was hoping Brahma would win.
And he made a couple of statements just before that happened.
Husband, really? Holy
tragedy
shit.
happened. Yeah.
Were they married? I thought they were just dating. So it makes you wonder, why did he kill himself? Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
He made a few very interesting statements.
That's right, Sherry.
Really?
Before his tragic death, but yeah.
What did he say?
It was basically almost, they were, I think, around revealing the potential to reveal things that were going on around him, yes, or with people he knew.
And if you talked about any of that stuff, they shut you down.
Yeah.
The censorship laws, there was so much that is communist China bullshit that they've been trying to get in here and push through here, through the school system and all that stuff in the education system for decades, which led up to this. And it took an African immigrant who's now the second richest man in the world behind the guy in Mexico, to buy Twitter, to open it up, fired 80% of the people that were there doing what? Censoring shit. He fired all them, and look what that did.
Yep. It's crazy.
And you drop something on Twitter, it gets fact-checked, and you see all these people on the news, and they're just getting hammered. J.D. Vance, what he did to all of those interviews that he had, and just destroyed them. And that you just went, okay, yeah. They didn't give him any sound bites either from there. And it just... Now, give me the freaking entertainment. Just make a good movie and give me Godzilla -1, folks. Won the Oscar, all right, for special effects on a special effects budget of what, 15 million, 20 million? If that.
It's just half an episode of The Acolyte or something.
Exactly.
Fuck, I can't believe that shit. How much that cost?
I know. I got that. I got the 4K HD version of that for Christmas, and it just. I mean, we watched Blazing Saddles, which was phenomenally funny.
Yeah.
Right, in a member stream, and we watched Christmas Vacation on Tuesday. It's hilarious. And you say, well, you can't make those movies now. Why not? There's not anything there that's bad.
No, there isn't. A lot of it is because of Hollywood. You can't make them because of Hollywood, and because they are not banking on the American audience anymore, which is the reason why they don't do comedies anymore, is because a lot of that humor doesn't necessarily translate overseas, which is the reason why they stopped doing it, which is stupid because comedy, just like horror, is cheap. It's cheap to make, and they're insanely profitable, but they refuse to do it. And okay,
they didn't have to
overseas
think
audience,
about the overseas audience, then just release it in America.
Well,
if
that's
it's just
the biggest
the English-speaking world alone. I mean, you don't.
But
comedies like Blazing Saddles traveled well across the entire Anglosphere.
But the issue with comedy too is that it's twofold. So that's reason number one, right? Is because the international audience may not translate. But it's the fact that you can't make fun of things. You can't make jokes anymore, right? Because they want everyone to be miserable. That it's like happy people don't protest.
You can't make jokes because jokes are hateful. So
yes, jokes are hateful.
It's hate speech. You can't say those things.
At the end of the day, happy people don't protest. That's why they want everyone to be fucking miserable. Sorry, Dragonwise, I did miss your super chat. Thanks for pointing that out. It says hookers and blow, titties and beer. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas
super chat of the night.
Indeed.
It is the breast super chat of the night.
Yes.
Oh,
I see what you did there.
It's the Tom Connors Big Boobies Award.
She's got
big boobies.
I could just picture Tom and Sydney Sweeney, and it'd be like the triple-breasted whore of Eroticon 6.
All right,
I'm not looking at any breast here.
For $5 says, hail chat, hail panel, and hail the mods. MLM, Happy New Year to the fellowship. Happy New Year to you. Can't believe this year is almost over with. It's fucking crazy. All right, Save Tooth Raptor for $10 says Merry Christmas. Sent an email. We're on the 12 days of Christmas. On the third day, 3 Brahmas riding jumping hippos, 4 Gracie Bonds riding bikes, 5 casino elves on a shelf, 8 Nicks eating pizza.
There we go.
Oh, we're going to have to pull that up, man.
Pizza.
Southern Belle for $2 says Tales from the Ranch, Talks and Comics. Like to do reenactments of when of them starring in Quantum Leap, but mostly arguing about who will be Sam Beckett.
Well, that's easy. It'll be comics in the last episode when he jumps into a guy who's mentally challenged.
Joe for $1.99 says Star Trek. Yikes! I thought we were talking about Vamp. We were. We talked about it for like the first hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and we have other topics to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, great show, great movie. Sorry, not show. Looking forward to everybody seeing it.
And honestly. A bot got a membership over on Rumble.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, the bot chatted, so
it's engagement.
Indeed. Yeah, it really is kind of a return to form for Hollywood with this Robert Eggers movie. So I'm glad.
Is it really Hollywood though? Or is it more kind of fringe Hollywood?
Well, no, it feels like how Hollywood used to be. Making enjoyable movies. Obviously, we're not quite there yet. Because
let's hope they don't get into the habit of it. I mean, that would be terrible.
Well, making good movies.
Yeah, that's right. they're so far out of it that they make one good one. And you think, oh, here we go. We might be on a roll. No, it's back to normal. But you never know. It's just it could be they've hit the bottom for a while. Maybe things may change. It's cyclical. We know they're still making shit based upon things they're complaining about from 5 years ago. So who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, and the issue is that when it comes to the tide turning, we've been seeing it in Hollywood. Gaming, oh god, gaming is screwed.
Yeah.
I was watching one of Smash GT's videos talking about what's going on with all the ex CD Projekt Red employees starting their own companies, which is good. It is very good that they're doing this, and they're basically coming out with their own Witcher competitor, which is good because we're seeing a lot of companies that are starting and they're starting their own franchises. But the funny thing about it is that they were involved with things that that you liked, like you have Exodus coming out, which is basically made by the same people who made Mass Effect. So you basically have another Mass Effect clone. You're going to be getting another Witcher clone from this other company. There is another game that is coming out. I'm going to see if I can find the title. It looks pretty fucking cool. It was Bounding that released the article. It is called Where Winds Meet, which is another Chinese game. And right now, and this thing is kind of frightening, is that China, in my opinion, is going to start killing it in the gaming market because this is another kind of like Chinese mythology game. It looks fucking amazing. I'm trying to remember the name of the company that put it out, but they're one of the companies that is funding a lot of these spin-off companies that are basically the people that got sick of the wokeness and left CD Projekt Red and BioWare and starting their own companies.
Yeah.
They have gone, and this company is now funding them. I'm trying to find the name.
As long as they do not take the DEI dollar.
Well,
do not follow ESG rules. Make games for gamers.
Well, that's what these companies are doing, and that's what Black Myth Wukong was, right? So NetEase is the company that is basically funding Where Winds Meet, and they're also funding another one of the companies that basically kind of broke off from CD Projekt Red. So I do find this to be concerning that you're going to start seeing a lot of Chinese money basically funding these companies. Because this is what China does. This is basically how they take over, right? Is they basically creep in through the back door. They promise you wonderful gifts, and Black Myth Wukong is a fantastic game.
I mean, ultimately, if people are concerned about that, then Western developers need to step up and start making good games again.
So it makes me wonder how much influence that China's going to have as they basically creep through the back door, funding all these operations. And we know how they work, right? Because how it is in China, you have representatives of the Chinese Communist Party working for your company.
They have to. It's the law. Yeah.
Because it's the law. And I wonder if in the future, as you see more and more Chinese money being funneled into these Western companies, will you see the same practice? And that's what I find very concerning. But in the meantime, we do have great games like Black Myth Wukong. And like I said, this other game looks phenomenal as well.
There's a couple of
so who knows
Korean games coming out. So, well, one of them, Crimson Desert, is a game I'm looking forward to. It's a Korean developer action RPG set in a medieval setting. Scottish protagonist, funnily enough, but it's a Korean developer. So that one looks pretty good. Obviously, like everything, I wait until I see the finished product and hear what the people I trust say about it. But so far, I'm into that one. There's a few other Korean developers who've mainly been in the mobile game space that are trying to get more into single player RPG stuff, and some of it looks pretty good. So
that is a very interesting question. China versus US, who collapses first? Based off of what I know about China, I would say China currently.
Canada's good.
Mainly because of the fact that it is a house of cards.
Yeah. But
I just need to have one little thing down under the bottom pulled out.
That was my funny answer. Canada, China or America? Who collapses first?
Canada. Yeah. In the West, definitely Canada. So Peter Shea points out, Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance 2 is coming soon, and canceling
cancel
has already begun. Yeah, that's been going on for about a month now. Well, they when the first game came out, they did the exact same thing, which I find absolutely insane. Talk about the whole thing with the slave-like devotion to a cult-like ideology. That shit's crazy.
You can't have a medieval Central European game that doesn't feature all the DEI checkboxes. How dare you?
Yeah.
But anyway,
we did get a gifty from Deeple over on Rumble. That was his first one. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Deeple. Appreciate that.
Very cool.
We do have some memes to get through.
Okay, let's go ahead and we'll pull it up and we'll call it a night. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. I'll just big screen these. So there's white dudes for Roland. I think that Santa's even one there. So I didn't realize Santa was gay, but that's okay. From there, but
he's gay for Roland.
He's gay for definitely. I'm sure he comes down Roland's chimney all the time.
Just Roland, though. That's it. Everyone else is straightforward.
That's
just
right.
Roland.
Just Roland.
Hold on. No, Roland and culture. And then
that's
where
true.
he cuts the line.
Speaking of culture, that's... Wow.
That's actually kind of funny.
That is kind of
Except
funny.
with that beard, I think culture should be a dwarf.
Culture's got far more body. Culture's got far more body hair than that.
Still inaccurate. Culture's not as tall.
What's the one that's half goat? Is that a fawn?
Like a satyr? Yeah, a fawn.
Yeah, satyr. Yeah, so that's probably what culture is.
What culture is? Yeah.
You're a pissed off elf.
Also,
Clearly.
Culture's beard is woven into his pubes, so that isn't
That's
accurate.
true. That is not.
I'm right
accurate.
there with you, WG. My eyes are burning.
No, it's a Brahma's bull's milk half and half. It's great no matter which way you swing. I think that's great.
Oh my God.
The drink that just can't make up its mind.
That's right. That's right. If you leave it too long in your mouth, you're gay. All right. I'm saving that. That's gonna be a commercial. I gotta get back to some here we go from Lisa Craig. Count Casino. Yes,
I thought he would be Count Cocula.
That cock-flavored soup. If I could take some of that and put that onto a Count Chocula.
Count Cock It Up, perhaps.
Count Cocula. I like that. Okay. That's going to have to be... Yeah, I'm going to have to work on
Occasionally I make a good joke.
Oh, you do. And so there's... None of this is good. All right. And yes, Robbie's
That's wicked.
Yeah, I do wear stuff like this to the beach, but that's okay.
I bet Tox...
Oh, and you also have 7 points of articulation.
Not erased.
That's true.
Tox doesn't feel erased from being this.
No. I got fingers. That's good.
Tox would make a great partner for She-Hulk.
And I did crawl out of the beach on water and stuff, so there you go. I look like the Hulk's left testicle here. I do have to say.
If it got some kind of infection and basically
like
budded
if the
off.
whole sack had an STD.
Yes.
That's what happened.
That's it. Hulk herpes. I'm herpes Hulk. There you go.
Okay.
You're a Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk AIDS.
And then Deeple did a whole set of these. Tox getting mailed during the holidays. It's mostly Mrs. Flu's Amazon orders. Actually, it's mine. Yes, there is. This is my mental image of Tox and how he dresses. Very true. Very true. Except for the mustache. I don't do that. I don't do mustache rides.
Yeah, he does wear assless chaps for some reason in public, which is frightening.
Yeah. Somewhere along somewhere. Tox's best friend, 4-gay lane, wretched lane. Yeah.
It's a 4-way galing.
That's. I do like this white.
My dude's for one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is where Santa knows you've been a bitch. Thanks so much. 50 things about Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man shirt is on its way. Time for Tox is a sexy made Gronk. Oh yeah, thanks. This is all stuff they did. They tortured me all fucking week. Merry Christmas. I just said Merry fucking Christmas to you guys. And Roland did say this. I'm gay for Tox. He says that all the time. From there. But, yeah. And then he did make me a 2D cutout Will Wheaton playset.
Oh, my God.
This, this took a lot. The clown sweater, spacesuit, awkward teenage days, saving genius.
Where's the large black phallus?
Wait, is
The kilt of unbearable manliness.
did he actually make that? Did somebody make that, or is that something that already exists?
I don't know. Tremendous tower of tabletop games. The Android phone of not being an iPhone. This scares the fuck out of me here. No. Legendary, don't be a dick bag, dice bag. I don't know. He does wear a fez.
WG says Tox wears bell-bottom jeans, a karate gi with the black belt, and a
Skull trucker hat.
Skull trucker hat.
Okay.
I could see that.
It's Copenhagen. It's Skull Bandits.
Wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen.
Skull Bandits. So there you go. So there you are. That's that's the memes for tonight. That was
All right. Well, we did have some stuff roll in.
And you got an email from...
You've stuffed something in Roland, did you say?
No. Argenta says, I didn't expect Brian to be the one to bring up the gay factor.
I'm just bringing up the rear.
What the hell is this? For anal use only?
It doesn't say only. Well, that one does. Some of the others don't.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Anal use.
WG celebrating 24 months as a membership. I'm sorry, WG. When it comes to the game, I think that Alan Parsons said it best with games people play. You take it or you leave it. Sounds of wisdom, Alan. Sounds of wisdom.
I am the eye in the sky.
Let's see. Pinochet's helicopter tours. Remember, though, as far as game creation goes, in China, games must extol harmonious values. True. I think skeletons and decay are not allowed to be shown in China. Guns, too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right about the whole thing with showing the dead, or specifically, I guess, the undead. That's definitely a big no-no. Definitely a big no-no. Also, Jesus Davila, butcher it for me, Talks, because Jesus loves it when you butcher it.
Hey, look. It's Jesus Davila baby in a manger. There you go. There's
and he gifted 5 memberships. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, what I figured out is that I can do Jesus Davalita. Jesus Davalita. Jesus Davalita. I can butcher his name in multiple languages. So I do it to Feliz Navidad or Navida or whatever. So I'm going to record that.
All right. Roland also said, for 12 months as a member, my apologies, Roland, says, one thing year.
One effing year.
One effing year. Ian, and now I'm getting memed. Santa knows who was naughty, and I was nice and straight.
That's right. He bent over and took it straight up the ass nicely. So there you go.
All right, there you go.
It was surprisingly quick how fast Deeple and Irate Specialist turned on Roland. I will have to say. I was like,
Roland has had a full 12 of
So since you have a nasty habit of butchering names, how would you go and butcher Latino Slant's name?
Well, obviously Latinx.
Lapino.
Latino
slant. Lapino slant.
Okay, first of all, I know Polly. I'm not going to make fun of Polly because Polly can come to my house and kick my ass.
Kick your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Tie me up like a pretzel.
Yeah, that's true.
He knows where to make it hurt so it doesn't bruise. Okay? No.
That's great.
Internally, you mean? Internally.
My apologies should be a member too.
If you're going to change it to my apologies, what the fuck is wrong with you? and you sick, sadistic motherfucker. Those will be the 3.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, I don't make fun of Paulie at all.
Well, Paulie's a good dude. Let's see.
That's because of him. I'm going to give that 6888 movie a chance, so I'm gonna go watch that.
So Reticent Voice is celebrating 17 months as a member.
17 months? What is wrong with you?
I know, right? Also, WG. Very kind. WG.
Wow, yeah, that is very generous from WG.
Just
Huge.
gifted memberships. I'm trying to
Huge.
find it. There we go.
Huge.
What, that
Really?
one?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Gifted 5 memberships. Yeah, I had the filter and I was like, why can't I find this? It's like, oh, duh. I didn't clear the filter.
Thank you, WG. And Latino Slant, back at you. Love you guys, but no gay love. That's right.
Indeed.
None of that
And
stuff's happening.
also, Tina is celebrating 15 months as a member.
Yay, Tina.
This time I'm just saying you did it to yourself. I'm kidding.
That's right.
All right, boys, let's get out of here. Oh, wait. Sorry. Not yet. We have the 12 Deeples of Christmas. Or sorry, the 12 Sabertooth Raptors of Christmas. I'm gonna go down those.
Yeah, what is wrong with you should be another member tier. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
That's right.
Yep, that should be definitely be. Oh my God, this is fucking hilarious. This is going to be.
What are you looking at? A picture
fantastic.
of Culture naked?
No, this is the stuff that Sabertooth Raptor did. Just phenomenal.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh my God.
There it is, the Count Cocculus cereal.
Oh my
It has
God.
been done.
That's hilarious.
That would taste foul, I think.
And look, it looks like little splooges flying at his face. That's all right. I'm saving that, but that's not the last one.
Damn.
Two roosters.
cocks in that one.
That is getting really fucking good with the AI stuff. Because they even got the Kellogg's logo, pretty right.
Kelloy. It looks like it's this
Kelloy's.
I know it's not Kellogg's, but it looks pretty fucking close.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, it's got the
roof.
font down, which is
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. That's. Oh God. And look at this one. Oh man.
All the nutritional value of candy corn.
Indeed.
Oh, that's good. That's
And,
good.
Candy corn's
Tonight's
not good.
episode
So
of Yelling Apart Cars is brought to you by Count Cocculus cereal. Stuff a cock in your mouth.
So these are the Brahma Bull Raptors.
Holy shit.
And
they're pulling the sleigh.
Yep. And you have this one here. That's hilarious.
Oh, I like that.
That's great. Absolutely wonderful. All right, everyone. We are out of here, and we're starting with this Yahoo.
Hello. Well, it's been pretty quiet for me, taking a bit of a break over the holiday period. Don't think I'll be doing another scheduled live show on my channel till January the 6th, and that's a Monday, moving back to Mondays.
You insurrectionist.
Absolutely. After being experimenting with Wednesday evenings, I realised I can't stay up that late. So back to Monday afternoons, and that show will probably be a Canon Film Club where we'll do America 3000, the post-apocalyptic wasteland where a tribe of women rule and all men are either feral or slaves. So really should have called it America 2024.
Yes, I thought that's 2024, yeah.
Anyway, that'll probably be the next live stream. But I have got a bunch of videos I'm working on. I actually have a backlog of Korean shows I've been watching to do videos on. I watched 5 of the 7 episodes of Squid Game 2 today. So I'm just going to go off and make a short video about that.
How is it good?
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely love it. It's
That's
engrossing.
I'm glad to hear.
Engrossing and engaging. Nothing particularly new in it because we've seen the format, but it's all. There are some new games in it, but it's. So I wouldn't say it's breaking any new ground, and possibly would not be quite as engaging for some people as the first season. But it's more about trying to take down the people behind the games this time. Although there are quite a few nice twists in it if you're into the Korean scene and some interesting actors in it. So I'm enjoying it though. It's engrossing. I watched 5 in a row there. Gonna finish the other 2 tomorrow. I hate the way they're doing it though. They split. It's season 2, season 3. Well, they're only 7 episodes each, so it's one season. They filmed it once and they split it into 2.
Yeah,
Not a big
I
fan of
hate
that.
Yeah,
Hate that too. So, however, there is that. But I did watch over the last couple of days another great Korean show called Light Shop, which was believe it or not, is a Disney Plus show in Korea, and they make really good Korean stuff. So I'm going to do a video on that too. That is a wonderful show. Really enjoyed it. So
we'll probably talk about Squid Game on Monday. So I'm going to try and catch as many episodes as I can this weekend.
No, it's pretty good. I would say it doesn't have the impact of the first season because that was such a different thing at the time. Yeah, and the format was so different. This time it's still engrossing for me. I'm enjoying it very much. So
that's good.
Anyway, so I'll just go off to do a video after this about that.
Awesome, thank you, sir. And then there's Nick.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. It's been good. Landman's been good. Creature Commando sucks. Please don't watch it. Landman is good. And I've even come around to Ali Larder. She had a really great arc in the last episode. So I've changed my mind on her character. I do have a channel. Clobby's Comic Shop tomorrow night. Year-end review show. Should be diabolically huge. I'll probably get drunk. It'll be awesome. It'll be gay and retarded. I actually did my most YouTuber video yet. Not just a commentating video, but I did my top albums of 2024 list with 5 honorable mentions. It's almost 28 minutes long. Huge. So go watch that. It's diabolical, and maybe you'll find something new you haven't heard before that you might like. So, yeah. And, of course, I'm on Rumble, and I am also on Locals now, too. So, please, I put links in my links, so I'm all connected. So, please come check me out in more places than one. And otherwise, I'll see you all probably on Monday. So, yeah. Merry Christmas, and Happy fucking New Year.
Indeed.
Cheers.
And the man flew himself.
So, are you going to be gaming with the tabletop group?
No, not this weekend.
Not this week. So,
yeah.
Culture's going to be doing his 6-minute daily though in the morning, and also going to have his news on Saturday. FNT tomorrow. You going to be on this one?
I will be on it.
Now you know who the guest is.
No, I do not.
Okay, so there'll be some amorphous guest on Friday Night Tights in the afternoon. So watch that, enjoy it, have a good time. And then Sunday, you got Brahma doing his thing in the morning, so please check him out. Are you guys doing a bourbon and boarding Saturday night, 70s?
I think we will be, yes. We didn't do one last week for family reasons, but I think this week we're both able to do one, so it will happen.
Good.
Dr. Megatron's saying it's smaller.
Show of the week.
Cool.
Best show of the week. Bourbon and boarding.
Yeah.
Bourbon and boarding definitely is, 100%.
Yeah.
And then that'll run into, I'm sure Culture's going to have a Sunday show off from there. So hopefully everyone had a Merry Christmas. If you are of persuasion, I know that Rosh Hashanah and Passover are way more than whatever Hanukkah is. But do wish happy holidays for everybody and whatever religion that they, except for the woke people, they can all fuck off. But yeah, but whatever you did from there, I hope you had a good time. And if you didn't have family be around, Comics and I and some others were on Christmas Eve, and hopefully you got some out of that. But we appreciate everybody that was on tonight. A lot of super chats, a lot of member gifting, and a lot of good interaction in the chat. One poll, I'll go ahead and play the Sherry Slam and Clam commercial. And I'm a little disappointed it wasn't Gary Blue, but yeah, more people want to see Culture in a Thong. Why nobody voted? Why you voted me over Roland? I'll never know. But here we go. We'll do Sherry's, and then we'll go on into the
Bull's Milk
credits.
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slam and Clam. Sherry's Slam and Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2-shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam and Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bolorama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.
Indeed. Anyway, folks,
Follow-up
thank you
commercial's
so much
gonna
for
happen.
hanging out with us tonight. It was a lot of fun. Go see Nosferatu. It's a great movie. And hopefully Hollywood can take a fucking hint and
Oh,
start
Sherry,
making
I'll
good shit.
stuff your box. Ah,
Wow.
hey.
It's a Christmas package. Indeed.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you Monday. The
6
eve
minute
of New Year's Eve. Here's some credits.
Peanut and Fred were just hanging around. They were just babies when they were found. But the DEC came with heartless intent. Lives were shattered. Can't make amends. Donald on the rise, he's hearing the cries. In a suit and tie, he's ready to rise. He'll stand up tall, he won't back down. For Peanut and Fred, he'll wear the crown. Justice for the fallen, we're fighting loud. Peanut and Fred, God in a shroud. From the rooftops, we'll scream and shout until their names are no longer in doubt. The streets are hot, our anger won't fade. The cries of the innocent too long delayed. Donald hears us, the fight's just begun. For every lost friend, we
There's a tempest in me.
the city watching, the tension's thick.
Tom's not here. Somebody has to do this stuff.
Quick. The flames of rage, they start to
Give me the meat
Peanut
and give it to me raw.
we won't be misled. Justice for the fallen, we're fighting loud. Peanut and Fred, God in a shroud. From the rooftops, we'll scream and shout until
Yes, well, that's the sort of blinkered Philistine pig ignorance I've come to expect from you non-creative garbage.
God in a shroud. From the rooftops, we'll scream and shout until their names are no longer in doubt.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
Anger won't fade. Cries of the innocent too long delayed. From the rooftops, we'll scream and shout until their names are no longer in doubt.
Oh, slats.
Our anger won't fade. The cries of the innocent too long delayed.
Hey, you ignorant slut.
Just begun. For every lost friend, we stand as one. The DEC and government snuffed out Peanut and Fred's life.
Bottoms up.
But the dog will rise tonight. President Trump will win the fight. The sweet revenge will be divine. Donald will make sure that forever will Peanut and Fred's light shine. Justice for the fallen, we're fighting loud. Peanut and Fred, God in a shroud. From the
Shagsworth is streaming
rooftops, we'll scream
over on
and
Rumble.
shout until Donald
Go watch
Trump
Shagsworth.
Yeah. I haven't talked to Shags in a while. I need to ping him.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
Indeed. Good night, everyone. Take care. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And we will catch you next time.
Bye bye, baby, baby, goodbye.
Justice for Peanut and Fred, damn it.
Indeed.